Salan, Salan sir, Salaman sir, Salaman sir, can you hear me?
Father,
Uh, Salaman sir, research network is not just now power has gone. Yeah, just
hello,
we will wait for him. Yeah,
hello, Father.
just now research called me.
Okay, okay, Father.
Their power on him, sir. So he's trying through the laptop.
Um,
Yeah, did
Father,
you
I
see?
can't hear you, Father. Break up,
Can you
Father.
hear
Your
me?
voice, is
If
breaking, Father.
go now, Will you able to hear me?
No, Father, still breaking.
Just wait.
Father, I'll text you on the WhatsApp, Father.
Yeah, okay. Sir, पे கேக்குதா? Salman sir?
Yes, Father. Yes, Father.
Yes. It's the resolution.
Father, Jason Runs told that he came and tested the PowerPoint presentation, and the sir left, it seems.
Yeah, that one. He will connect. Yeah, for that only he called me.
Okay, okay, okay.
We will wait. We will wait for him.
Okay, okay.
Salman sir?
Father, yes, Father.
Yeah. So joined or not?
No, Father, I'm not able to find him in the list. Yes, Father. Sir is there with the
Yes.
meeting presentation.
Yes. Then shall we start?
Yes, Father.
Just
Before that, I
you.
want to check with sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Vidyathar Reddy, sir. Can you hear me?
It's not audible, sir.
Vidyathar Reddy, sir. Vidyathar Reddy, sir.
think sir is in, I think is connected.
Yes, Father.
Yes. Is it audible?
Actually, yes, Father. Few minutes before Sir joined the webinar, but now it's not available in the list.
Now he connect. He told me that he will connect through talk. I think he's not audible. I think so.
We will start, Father.
Yes. He's connected now.
No, Father. Sir is not available. So Vidyadhar Reddy, sir, I can see your presentation. You're going for the presentation mode. Yes, sir. So can you hear me?
Yeah. Vidyakar sir. Yes. You are presenting now.
Yes, sir. Sir in presentation mode, but I could not able to hear him. Like,
Yeah, he's not audible. He came through the phone,
okay,
and
okay, fine.
just you text him. He needs unmute. Yeah, I'll text him. ஜெய் சார் அவருக்கு மெயில் அனுப்புனீங்களா? த்ரூ மெயில் he can enter directly, but he is not able to connect it. Salman sir, ஜெய்சன்
Father,
சார் அவர் ஒரு மெயில்.
okay, okay, Father. I asked him to. Father Jaychandran telling that he already sent it. Already sent the link. Seems. So, Father, can you send them to WhatsApp or text message later? Sir, can you hear us, sir?
Sir, am I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're able to hear you now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry because power has gone. I could not start on time.
No
Father, I will introduce myself instead of wasting the time for a long for the introduction. Shall I go ahead with the introduction of myself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, I am Professor Vidyadhar Reddy. I worked with Usmania University for about 35 years. with the business management department. I was a professor there. After my retirement, I joined Nalsara University of Law, Hyderabad, as the professor and director of Center for Management Studies. Now, for the past 5 years, I have been with Nalsara University of Law. So, Father Swami has requested me today to address this, and I'm very grateful to Father. One second. Father Adekila Swami also for inviting me to address this audience on the topic called plagiarism, referencing, and citation. Okay, straight away I will start with this brief introduction. See, as you all, I don't know much about the other disciplines because I belong to the management and I am aware the journals in management. I don't think St. Joseph College is running any MBA program there.
No, sir, we are not.
Okay. It's all right. Huh? But say research is a mandatory nowadays. Why? Because it's not just to get any promotions, but we must have some kind of day-to-day life also. We face a lot of problems in our life, a lot of things in our life. We need to practice a systematic thinking, scientific thinking, logical thinking. So therefore, research is nothing but a systematic study, systematic inquiry of any problem, any situation. What is the problem? Problem could be anything that deviates from the standard. Problem could be anything that deviates from the standard or normal. So we should find out what is the problem. So problem could be a generic problem, a research problem, a specific problem. Today, whole world has been facing with the problem of corona, a viral disease, which nobody had ever anticipated this situation by the entire globe. No one had ever thought that the whole world comes to stand still. All the organizations have been closed. All the transportations have been closed. Never, I don't think anyone had imagined that the flight services between the countries would stop for so many days, so many months. So this is the kind of uncertainty the world we are sailing through. So we should understand the problems. So problems could be any type of thing. So we must make them, translate them to a research problem. So we should define it. What is a generic problem? What is a research problem? So when we confront this kind of situations, the research plays an important role in day-to-day life, in the academic life also. Because all of us are in teaching, all of us are in research, we must develop some kind of aptitude to think objectively, scientifically, and systematically. Okay, research happens. Sometimes Newton went and sat under the apple tree. Apple fell upon him. He got a doubt. Why this apple fell upon me? Why it is coming down? Why it is not going up? Similarly, Archimedes was taking bath in a tub, confronting a problem to decide about the purity of the gold. Suddenly, some idea flashed on his mind. while he was floating in the water. So these are all accidental inventions, discoveries, etc. But a problem is today, for example, what is the medicine for COVID-19? What is the vaccine for today? COVID-19. We don't know. Therefore, we need to have a systematic examination, a scientific exploration, how to bring the cure for it, how to come out with a vaccine for it. So therefore, before we embark upon our journey of research, all the time we are advised to look into the existing literature in order to know whether there was any medicine available, whether there was any cure available, whether there was any historical information available. Because why should we waste our time if the medicine is already available? Why should we waste of our time if a cure is already available? Why should we waste of time in exploring the symptoms of the corona when historical studies say that these are the symptoms of corona? So therefore, always it is better to go through the earlier literature. That is called review of literature or literature study. Because by we identify the problem, we define the problem, and we will try to examine the various sources, various literature published in journals, books, magazines, and other forms to know about this problem. Yes, corona, for every 100 years, when we look into this recurrence of this kind of viral disease, it is noticed that for the past 400 years, it is repeating, it is every time attacking for every 100 years. People were telling, history was saying that in 1604, 1602, same kind of calamity has come. 1702, same kind of calamity has come. 1802, same kind of calamity has come. And today, 2020, again, same kind of calamity has come. Is there any such trends available? So, we may not end up with any kind of thing, but this is the kind of exploration, inquisitiveness. Research is important. So when you get some information in the past research, for the future researchers, whoever reads, they must be, when you make a statement, is it your statement? Is this statement made by somebody? Because you cannot claim somebody's statement as your own. That's not correct. So when you go through literature, it is academic honesty to admit, explain, but this is what the research had been done. These are the claims. These are the symptoms explained by so-and-so research study, studied by so-and-so person, published in so-and-so journal, etc. Because this is what the academic ethics speak. Many of us, we do not know. Here, I should not waste my time with spending many things. But I tell you one good example. Once, 25 years ago, a girl was delivered. After 3 days, she developed jaundice. It's a common. During the birth time, children develop jaundice. So Like any other child, she was also subjected to the light in the hospital. Then parents were worried. Doctor said, don't worry, this is a common thing. 1 day or 2 days, they keep the light, and once child becomes all right, she will be sent back. First day it was over. The bilirubin levels from 4.5 to it went to 5.5. He said, nothing to worry. Tomorrow she may be discharged. Tomorrow also it is gone up. Then doctor said you have to wait for 3rd day. 3rd day again it is gone up. 4th day it is gone up. 5th day it is gone up to 8.5. Then parents would develop a lot of worry. Doctor said, don't worry, it will go down. And another pediatrician was called. They have also seen, nothing to worry. Next day, it went up to 10 point something. Then one pediatrician said, no, we have to conduct immediately the dialysis. For a 6-day-old baby, the dialysis has to be done. I said, they called me. Sir, this is what they stated. I told them, no. So I told the doctor, sir, can't we wait for 1 more day? No, it is a risk. It's a risk. Now, what is that literature says? See, when I studied this particular thing in the pediatrics, you can wait up to 10 point something. After that, it is advised to go for the dialysis. Sir, you studied 10 years ago. What is the latest theory says? I asked. I don't know. I'll have to buy the latest edition of this pediatrics book. I said, you buy, I'll pay the money. Doctor had bought it and came back. Yes, there was a research study conducted in UK. A study which was proved that you can wait up to 13 point something. Until that time, nothing happened to the child. After that, you will have to perform the dialysis. He had shown it to me. Then I said, no problem, I will take the risk, let it go. Don't do dialysis, I told the doctor. Next day, unfortunately, it has gone up to 11 point something. Parents were feeling bad, doctor was feeling bad, everybody, I was also feeling bad. Probably I was the not person to take the right decision. If something goes wrong, everybody will blame us. Okay, I told the doctor, wait for today evening. Morning, you take your decision, don't ask me. Fortunately, next day morning, after touching the 12, it started slowly regressing. You know that jaundice, once start regresses, it will regress very fast. And baby was saved without any dialysis. She is safe. Today she is in US doing her master's degree. What is that it helped us? It has helped us the review of past literature. What is the past literature was saying? Say there was a research experiment which was carried out for with maybe around 2,000 children in the UK, and the similar study was conducted. They were see jaundice. The bilirubin levels were up till went up to 13 point something. They waited. After that only some damage had to be done. Therefore, they performed the dialysis for the child. Until that time, you need not do any kind of dialysis. This is how the past literature helps you to understand the problem, define the problem, explain the problem, provides the solution to the problem, and guides your problem. Explain the gaps available in the existing literature. Therefore, everybody should do review of literature very carefully. That's more relevant. Published in best journals. Best journals. So when we do this thing, when we carry out this kind of review of literature, please remember whatever you have to cite that study, so and so X and Y studied in 2010 in the what you call Sussex Hospital, taking a sample of 2000 children, carried out that is experiment. With these are the findings. This is the sample design. This is the thing. This is how you have to cite that study in your running literature. And you should also put it in that entire information under references. So if you don't do that, if you simply claim yourself, you don't write, if you don't mention, it amounts to plagiarism. Please remember. So there is no way to get experience except through experience. So in this talk, we will learn the need to avoid the academic dishonesty. Plagiarism is academic dishonesty, remember. What do you mean by citation? What do you mean by reference? What are the different referencing styles? And the most common styles like APA and MLA, Harvard referencing, Vancouver referencing, many other styles are there. We will look into that. Okay. What is academic dishonesty? Theft, stealing of ideas, and other forms of intellectual property. This is called academic, what you call dishonesty, as defined by Sandy in his publication published in 1999. The journal name will be given in the references, page number 75. This is how we give the citation to avoid the plagiarism, to avoid the academic dishonesty. This is how we should mention. So what is academic dishonesty? Academic dishonesty is a stealing of ideas, stealing of some literature, stealing of intellectual property. Who said it? Sandy said it. So therefore, please understand, cheating, fabrication, plagiarism, these are called academic dishonesty. What is plagiarism? Adoption, reproduction of original creations of another author without acknowledgement. Most of the times, you look at the books written by various authors, they place half a dozen books before them and they reproduce. It's a plagiarism. Fabrication, falsification of data. Some people look at some theses, some research papers, just change the data and publish again. It's a fabrication without any citations, creating some false citations, etc. So please remember, cheating. What do you mean by cheating? It is an attempt to give assistance in a formal academic exercise, such as exam or hiring others to complete your assignment. Today, the academic world is facing very, very ugliest problem in the academic world. Most of the research papers, theses are being written by somebody, not the research scholar himself or herself. Most of them are copying. Most of them are copying and pasting. It's a cheating. It is a dishonesty. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is the representation of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, expressions as our own original work. So therefore, it is called academic dishonesty and breach of journalistic ethics. The word has got its origin from the Latin word plagiarius, kidnapping. We do kidnapping, no? Today, children are being kidnapped, ideas are being kidnapped. Many a time, that is what is called plagiarism. Plagiarism. So therefore, examples how plagiarism is happening. It's a verbatim copying of others' work. Many a time, people have caught hold of the many theses. If you subject the thesis or article for turn-in plagiarism software, sometimes 90% similarity, 70% similarity, along with the source, it will mention. Before the advent of softwares, of course, people could not notice it. People could not identify it. People could not detect it. Now it has become very easy to catch hold such stealing, such plagiarism. So verbatim copying is one. Close paraphrasing of others' work by simply changing the few words. Many people are doing the same thing. I'm feeling very bad. When the document is detected with a 70% similarity, 50% similarity, or more than the requisite percentage of similarity, simply they are going back, and whenever we requesting them to rewrite it, they are not rewriting it. When they are requested to cite their sources, they are not citing it. Simply, another group has come to just simply change the words to avoid that to come under the scanner of plagiarism. So copying others' idea with unacknowledgement of quotations or any other things. So Turnitin, one very popular software which is available across the world, is used by most of the universities across the world by name Turnitin, has conducted a study in 2015 by surveying the teachers and professors, and they identified 10 types of plagiarism. It's not the students alone, everybody whoever writes academic writing. So what are the 10 types of plagiarism? You must have listened, most of you, in the film industry. Poets catch hold some others, strange persons, poor fellows. They take their poetry and they sell it to the people saying that it's written by me. Stealing or submitting someone's work as their own. Taking passages from their own previous work. Sometimes it may be your own work, but you have to cite it your own name also. You cannot, just because it is your work, you cannot cut and paste it. You cannot copy and paste it. Rewriting somebody's work without any proper citation of sources. You are just rewriting. Most of the textbooks are rewritten. Most of the cases are rewritten. I need not tell you, all of you are aware. So it's nothing but it's also called plagiarism. What is your contribution? What is your original idea? Quotations, not citing the source. Interviewing the various sources, only partly citing the people. You don't completely cite, only part, some paragraph, some lines you will only cite. And to melding together cited, sometimes uncited sections also. Providing proper sections but failing to change the structure, wording, paraphrasing. Sometimes people cite wrong source. And people nowadays says no, just they are depending upon. I tell you, one day I was going through one PhD thesis. In the chapter 3, it was the review of literature. I found the review of literature only, but totally unrelated to all the studies unrelated to the problem in question. How come? Because he had copied from the other thesis. He did not know he should present the review related to his own problem of research. not any other problem that is cited by many theses, hundreds of theses. So these are the problems all the time we have been facing. So they heavily rely upon other works. So nowadays a new word has come called reverse plagiarism. Attribution without copying refers to falsely giving authorship credit over a work person. This is very, very, I don't know in your Tamil Nadu and Kerala, but some people come forward, come to you saying that just you agree to keep your name on the book. Book will be written by us, published by us. You be the author for it. You not contribute anything. This is another thing. So these kinds of plagiarism is taking place. Then how to avoid plagiarism? First of all, we should stop that mentality, that thinking of copying and pasting. Copying, pasting. Copying the ideas, copying the thoughts, repeating only without mentioning anything, any source. So to avoid plagiarism, the best thing is citation. Cite the source, cite the people, and give them under references. So you must master the correct citation. See, Baba, whenever you see writing, see, it is a big, task. Research is not a simple thing. You have to practice it. You have to observe it every day. You have to begin somewhere. You have to select a problem, identify a problem. You have to identify the area of the research, then problem of the research, then past studies, then refine the problem, then define the problem. And whenever you want to publish anything, first of all, identify the journals. Magazines are different, please. Journals are different. Magazines are a journalistic type of thing. Anything can be published. News, stories, cases. To a common man. A common, generally, not a professional man reads them. Magazine is read by a common man, which does not ask for a particular qualification to read. They don't understand the research job, verbosum, research glossary. They don't know citation. They don't know referencing. They are not worried about. They are interested in the story. They are interested in the case. They are interested in the news. So journalistic type of publications are different. Published in the magazines where referencing citations are not mandatory. But a journal is different. In the journal, you will see the publications by professionals, researchers, qualified people, empirical studies. And you ought to present the citations, references, bibliography, past literature, the methodology you adopted. It's not an easy thing. So therefore, before you go for publication, before you think of all these things, you identify certain journals in your area of research. If you are in area of public administration, you identify the best journals available in public administration. If you are in a chemistry, you identify the best global journals available in the area of chemistry. Within the chemistry, organic chemistry, physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, pharma chemistry, biochemistry, like this. So first of all, identify the most important, promising, high standard global journals in your area. Then go through it. How the articles are published. What is the type of language used? What is the citation style they have used? What is the referencing style they have used? How they are presenting, how they are publishing. Every journal has got its own format of publication. You have to follow that. Without that, they will not publish. Therefore, you select the journals where you want to make a publication, go through the articles, research articles published in them, look at their style, look at their standards, how they have done, what type of research methodology they have adopted, what type of statistical tools they have used, what is the type of analysis they have carried out. All these things you try to observe. Then you select based on your level of research awareness, thirst, quality. Select a journal and start publishing in that journal. So therefore, please understand what is the style of citation, what is the style of referencing, what is the style of publication it is adopted. They ask you, they guide you, guidelines they give you. See, this is the way you have to use the referencing style. This is the way page, you have to give the tables separately. You have to give the, what you call, citation like this. You have to use this font, this size, or 2 paragraphs in a page. Like that. So go through that, what you call, journals, rules and regulations, publication guidelines. Every journal it is given. And start adopting it. Start learning it. Then you practice it. Nobody remembers anything once for all. If you are writing a particular research paper for a particular journal, yes, they may be using MLA style. You start practicing mentioning the MLA style. They may be using APA style. Yes, you start writing using the APA style. They may be using Harvard style. You start practicing the Harvard style. So therefore, that is how we have to practice it. So very important to know these terms called citations, reference list, and reference styles. Okay. Then what is reference? It is a reference is a detailed description of the document. XYZ, year, title of the paper, title of the journal, pages, volume, number, etc. So referencing is a way of demonstrating that you have done the reading. Citing is acknowledging you are within the text. After the introduction of the research paper, you will start discussing about the problem of research, your research problem. For example, few days ago, I am on the ethics committee of one of the cancer hospitals. Ethics committee is meant for approving, regulating the research of that particular hospital. So they have selected a hospital across India. They selected a problem, impact of corona on cancer patients. So that study, when you make, after conducting the study, after analysis, when you publish it in that particular journal, after abstract, after the introduction, after the methodology is discussed, or before the methodology, you will be discussing about various past studies conducted or similar studies conducted analogous studies conducted elsewhere or within India or outside India or in different journals or in different contexts or different diseases. So there is a way of citation. There is a style of citation. That is what we call style. So we must know these styles very clearly. So what is citation? Citations are used to acknowledge an external source in your text. Quotations, paraphrasing, anything. So therefore, please understand. Then what is? Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. It is said by Albert Einstein in 1945. So like this, you have to cite. So what is the short quotation? So quotations are cited in the text of any research paper like this. Einstein in brackets 1945. That is the quotation published in particular source. Again, you have to write this. What is that? He said, stated that a person who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss attention it deserves. So in bracket, page, P stands for page 15. So the details are given. Einstein 1945. The details are given at the end of the research paper under references. Einstein 1945, so and so paper, so and so journal name, so and so volume number, published in 1945, page number 15. This quotation was used by Einstein. This is called citation in the text. So citation for paraphrase. There are two ways. One is author focused. In author focused, we mention first author like Einstein, then year, then 1945 within the brackets, or Adams 2012, stated Malaysians love to sleep in class. Sometimes it's not author focused but information focused, info focused. Again we mention author and year, and later we say that Malaysian students love to sleep in class, and statement is made which is mentioned in brackets Adams 2012. Earlier style, we have taken the author and year, then made the statement. In information, first we have taken the information, and at the end of that information we mentioned the author name. So what is reference list? Reference list is nothing but all the sources. At the ending, you must have seen, no? Today, most of the people do not know the distinction between references and bibliography. Most of the times I am coming across in the research papers, in the theses, in every journals, people clubbing both and calling it as either by name, bibliography, etc. Bibliography is nothing but books. References are, see, books are something, for example, for analysis of your data, statistical analysis, to explain, interpret the results, you must have read few books on statistics. But you are not using them as a citation for them. You are not quoting them. You are not citing them. You only examined, studied those books or referred those books in order to understand and interpret the results. This is in no way connected to your problem of research. So a book is used to refer. If you something, a particular quotation, a particular reference, if you draw from that book, then you can mention in the reference list, citing the page number, citing the definition, cited by whom, where it is. Otherwise, you have to put them in the bibliography. Reference is something that article is examined, read by you, and same thing is cited in your text. So that is only called reference list. Please remember. So this is an example. Please look at this slide. Teachers are expected to play a greater part in assessing students and use of valuable information. Who said it? Bailey, 2004. See, InfoFocus. This citation is called InfoFocus. First information is given, then who has said it. That author is cited. Again, you are using the name author focused. Syjek and Fitzgerald, 1996, are cited like this. So these two names in your text, please remember, not at the end of your paper, not the end of your book or thesis, but within the text, within the thesis, within the research paper, this paragraph is written, where you mentioned these two authors called Bailey and Syjek. So these two references, because it is cited in your text, the full details of that citation is given in the references. You look at here. Bailey, KM, that is full name. In 2004, that's published. What is that? Learning about language assessment, dilemmas, decisions, and directions. New York, USA, NA. This is again a book. Okay. Here it is Syjek, Fitzgerald, 1960. See, preparation, journalist, educational assessment, 3-2, page numbers 159 to 179. This is discussed by these two people about this paragraph. So this is how we make the references. So here we are going to examine reference styles, why referencing, types of referencing, styles of referencing, and so on and so forth. What is? So we should understand, first of all, each one of them, difference between all of them. Okay, why do we need to cite? I told you, no, the first and foremost is to avoid the plagiarism. Citation is done to avoid the plagiarism, to give the credit to the original person, not to steal, not to copy. Okay, reflect. Yes, your citation tells you that, Baba, this man has read my thesis, this man has read my research paper and critically evaluated my entire research paper and presented in the form of presentation in the text. So credibility you are using. So when to cite, I told you already. So why do we need reference? Because I told you, no, to avoid the plagiarism and other things. So what needs to be referred? I told you, no, whatever that is cited. Okay. So what are the sources to cite? You have to cite books, you have to cite journals, you have to cite conference proceedings, you have to cite theses, web pages, everything you have to cite, please. What is the terminology? The terminology we adopt in any research publications, particularly in the citation and referencing, is citation, reference, bibliography, dissertation, thesis, research report. These are the jargon which is used. Okay, what are the different styles? Vancouver system is one style. This is mostly used in medical and scientific journals. It's a Canada, Vancouver. They have gone their own. Some journals of Canada, they developed Vancouver system. Harvard system, today Harvard School, Harvard University is the most popular and prominent one for any school, medical school, business school, all kinds of schools, engineering school. So they have developed for their journals their own style of referencing style, which is called Harvard referencing style. Chicago manual style. American Psychological Association, which is called APA. This is one big organization which has developed psychology. journals of psychology, journal of applied psychology, journal of psychology, then like this psychological research, many international journals, they adopt this American Psychological Association, APA style, AMA style, American Medical Association, MLA style, Modern Language Association, mostly used in literature and arts. Above all, among all these things, Harvard, APA, and MLA styles are very popular. So why do we need reference? I told again the same thing. Okay. So reference style is examples, etc. Now what is style? So you should keep in mind, how do we make reference? These are the elements of referencing. You must remember the author. When you read you should note down the complete name of author. Its surname is first name, because sometimes some journals publishes first name or last name. And the title of the document. What is the research paper? What is the date of publication? What is the place of publication? Who published it? What is the edition? What is the periodicity, volume, issue, part number, series? All these things are important. You look at this. Cowell S. Diamond GA. Good enough a primer on the analysis and interpretation of non-inferiority trials and internal medicine, Internet, 2006. This is the title. These are the authors. This is the year of publication. This is the date of publication. This is the date of citation. And this is the what you call source of publication. So therefore, all these elements are important in citation. So format of book in various systems. APA, how do they use APA style of referencing? They use surname, not your first name. They use surname, then initials, then year, then title, then edition, then place, then publisher. This is the order they maintain. If it's a Vancouver, again they use surname, they use initials, but not here. Title, edition, place of publication, publisher, and at the end they give the year. See the difference. Okay, this is for in a book. Whereas if you are publishing any research paper in any journal, APA style is surname followed by initial, year, title of the article, title of the journal, and title of the journal must be written, please remember, in italics. It's a mandatory style of APA. It should be written, title of the journal must be written in italics. Volume number, pages. Vancouver, again, surname, initials, etc. So referencing in AP and Chicago and MLA, when it is in the books, it is like this. Darwin again, see, 2006 on the origin of species, that's a book. Chicago manual style is like this. MLA style is like this. You see, APA style, in brackets, year is taken first. MLA style, without brackets, at the end, year of publication is taken. So like that, every time. And when you look at the Chicago, you see, it is neither in brackets, but it is taken first. After the name is given, it is 2006, like this. So information necessary is journals, article author, publication, etc., volume, and all the things. Okay. So this is the type of book or anything you have to mention. So if it is book chapter, it is, if a chapter is, most of the times, some of the books, they publish chapters written by different people. In APA style, Mr. Narahari Rao, HN, in brackets 2007, I told you, year must be mentioned after the end of the page name, that is in brackets, then put a full stop. Then Girish Women Triology, that is the title. Manu Chakrabarti edition. This is how pages 99 to 106. Bangalore, Nudi Pustaka is the publishers. If it is Chicago manual style, then like this. If it is MLA style, this is like this. So please remember, first of all, select a journal, identify the journal, and start practicing the style of that particular journal. I told you, every journal has got its own style. Either it may adopt APA style or Vancouver style or MLS style or Harvard style or Chicago manual style, whatever the style. Web pages. For web pages, how the referencing is done. This is the style. So this is how we must. Okay. So now APA style, let us examine in total. What are the rules? Always remember, APA follows the author first. Just simply, this is the most adopted style in India. Author first, year next, format either then Adams or like this or Adams like this. End of the okay. Then author's last name or surname is used. Okay. In the order of reference from A to Z, only alphabetical order it is mentioned. Then citations. How? One author. If it is one author, Adams 2012. Or sometimes you can write Adams, comma 2012. If it is two authors, Ali and Abu in brackets year, or Ali and Abu, comma 2012. If it is more than 2 and 5 authors, you can use names like Adams, Ali, Abu 2007, or use et al. Adams et al. Adams and others. Et al. Indicates Adams and others. So example 3 to 5 people, this is how it is mentioned. Okay. So if it is more than 6, we have to break our head. Simply you forget all the people. You say simply take the first author name and Adams et al. 2012 like this. Okay. Then referencing, that is citation in the text. Referencing at the end of the research paper. So if it is a journal article, last name first. Last name first. In North India, most of the time, Gavaskar. People call Gavaskar Tendulkar. Tendulkar, Gavaskar are the last names. Their first names are Sunil Manohar, Sachin. So whenever research papers are written in any research journal, the last name is used. Put comma, then his first name, then year, then title of the article, then name of the journal in italics. Please remember, volume number, pages, same order should be followed for others. Presented in alphabetical order. When it is presented in alphabetical order, you need not give any kind of superscripts. Remember, most of the times in the text people cite, Reddy, superscript 4. 4, again, when you look at the references, 4 indicates that particular study. Here now, it is not there. It is only simply what are the names you mention in the text, what are the style you adopt. But at the end, the references are presented in alphabetical order. So, like that. So, similarly, books, there is a style. Then another most important is Harvard referencing. How Harvard referencing is done? They take first author's name or editor's surname and year of publication, page numbers, using an example like this. Mitchell, 2017. Look at comma. They also mention page number 189. And states, Mitchell states like this. Then that paragraph is written. In the MLA style and APA style, you have not noticed the page number was mentioning along with the year in the text. Here it is along with the text. In the text, it is mentioned like this. When 2 or 3 authors are there, Mitchell, Smith, and Thompson, 2007, page number 188.9, and tells that cancer is curable, cancer is affected by the some alpha rays, etc. The text is written. Okay. And if there are more than 4 authors, et al. Is used. Et al. Is used. Then again, they follow the name followed by his initials, the year of publication, article title with single quotation, and followed by full stop. Please remember carefully, single quote followed by full stop, article title. After title was mentioned, it should be in single quote and followed by a full stop. Title, when the title was over, you should put a full stop. Then name of the journal in italic form. Volume, you have to write the volume by a comma. Remember, issue number in bracket, page number. So please look at it very carefully. This is the very strict adherence, very strict style they maintain. Look at Pada J 2003 Creative Writing Journal. What do you call Beyond Growth, like this, etc. Sorry. So Mitchell, etc. So journal they mentioned like this. Okay, states. So it is mentioned like journal italics of writing studies 3-2 and page numbers. Okay. Then if there are multiple works by same author must have published so many papers in various journals. In that case, Mitchell, you can give one paper as A, second paper as B, third paper as C, fourth paper as D. So Mitchell 2017 A, page number so and so. Mitchell 2017 B, page number so and so, like this. So you can use that kind of style as suggested by them. So how to cite a book? Book is cited like this: author's surname first, initial second, year published, in title, italics, edition, place of publication, publisher. You see. So how much care they are taking. So therefore, please understand very strict adherence to all the rules. When it is MLS citations tool, again you require author's name, title of the article, name of the journal, volume number, publication, page numbers, medium of publication. This is citation is done like this: Metarita, David, Beyond Growth, Reaching Tourism, Led Development, within the double quotes. Annals of Tourism Research, again italics, 37.4, within the brackets, year of publication, then colon, then page numbers, 1141 to 1163. What is the type of medium publication? It is in print form. So these are the various styles of citation and referencing styles used by the researchers in their publication of research. And this is only a simply, please remember, I told you, the easiest way is first identifying your problem area, selecting the best journals available in the world, in the country, and take that journal, look into the publication, read the guidelines for publication in that journal. It may be MLA style, it may be ABS style, it may be Harvard style, or it may be any other style. And start practicing, start writing your research paper on the same, using the same guidelines. So if you adopt the same thing, they give much priority for the style, format, besides the quality of the paper. If the quality of the paper good also, but if you don't maintain their guidelines, they don't accept for publication. So this citation and referencing is the most important thing in order to avoid academic dishonesty, plagiarism, stealing of thoughts. These are very bad, which is rampant today. So I think I don't know, with the time limitation and other limitation, I try to present whatever the little possible. If you have got any doubt, please, you can raise.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks very many.
Research is the field of reliability and validity. If
Yes.
we learn it, we will be reliable and valid. We thank our eminent resource person for enriching us in reliability and validity of primary and secondary data. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now I request Reverend Father Dr. Adaklasamy, head of the department, to share a few words.
Good evening to one and all. I'm so happy to welcome our resource person. So due to some technical issues, we couldn't welcome him. And it is a great privilege, and with immense joy and pleasure, I welcome and thank Dr. Vidyadhar Reddy. So when I approached Reverend Father Kulandai Swami, C.K. Swami, and he gave me the eminent professor, doctor, and very experienced person for our webinar. Dear Vidyadhar sir, we are really thankful, and it was so enriching, and we learned too many new ideas and the facts in research, and the words what you have expressed is really true. It's not right to steal others' thoughts and ideas, and you have well exposed what is plagiarism and what is citation, and you have done the justice, and you are the eminent person or adapt expert in this, and really we are thankful the Almighty God for giving us such a wonderful person for our resource as a resource person. Thank you, sir, for your effort and your presentation. Really,
Thank you.
It was very systematic and very interesting. It is not easy to sit at 3 o'clock to listen the talk, and you made us to be very very active, and it was very interesting. No words to express our thanks, and we will practice as academicians, and really it was very useful, and we will practice in our research area. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, all the participants, and thank you, my dear fellow colleagues. I thank one and all for giving me an opportunity to talk to you all. Thanks very much. Namaste.
Now I invite Mr. Rishi sir, Assistant Professor, PhD Department of Commerce, to thank our eminent speaker. Rishi sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, all. I deem it a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making their session such a resounding success. First of all, I would like to thank our distinguished speaker, Dr. Vidyadhar
Rishi sir?
Reddy sir, for making an excellent presentation and making the session interesting and meaningful to us. Thank you, sir. I'd like to express our profound gratitude to our founder, Reverend Father Dr. J. Arulraj, our administrator, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Sandhya, our principal, Dr. R. Ruben, our vice principals, Mr. Shamla Alexander and Mrs. Vijalakshmi, our head of the department, Reverend Father Dr. Adaklasamy, and the staff members of the PG Department of Commerce to making this session more knowledgeable and useful to us. Thank you all. And also thank our system admin, Mr. Jayachandran, for providing the technical assistance for this webinar series. Thank you, sir. And also I would like to thank our all aspirants to giving their valuable time and attention to this session. Your feedback and attendance highly appreciated. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Vidyadhar Reddy sir. Thank you so much. To move on to tomorrow's session. Session 3, learn to avail and communicate the research funding project. The topic on learn to avail and communicate the research funding projects. It will be very useful. The timing for the session, it starts by 10 a.m. So the link for the tomorrow session will be sent to your mail address. And the last session for tomorrow, topic on expertise yourself in refining the academic writing research. So both the sessions will be a new experience to learn. So I request all of us, all the participants, kindly be on